Hello, it's your girl Felicia Starks. It's midday, so some you may not be able to, you may be working right now, so you'll see this later. So this message is for anyone that has been connected with me for a while. I have my Felicia Norman Starks and Felicia J Starks, and the whole story behind me having to start a new page, that's another story for another day. But today, this message is, I want to make sure that there's no one confused about what it is that I am doing or questioning. I'm not going to say questioning, because if you question it, you can question all you want. But I just want to be clear. So I have been on Facebook for a while. And for the most part, I have been talking about fitness. I have talked about nutrition. I've talked about wellness. I've talked about my body contouring. You've seen me do competitions from 2014 all the way up into 2024. Felicia is 50 now. That's even sounds crazy to hear. And if you're watching this on the replay, do hashtag replay, because I don't see any comments right now. So I don't know if anyone is even on, I can't see any comments. But anyway, and just to make this short, in February, I started thinking about getting my license for insurance. And the whole purpose of it was because sometimes, and this is a transparent post, so whatever. Sometimes when you are a full-time entrepreneur, you can have several sources of income, but if they're not all flowing, then there's no income. So I have body contour, and I have my wellness products, and I have my nutrition coaching, and that's the brunt of the income that I have coming in. So there are times when body contouring is slow. It's a season, like sometimes right after the holidays, sometimes in the summertime. It can be, there's ebbs and flows. Anyway, long story short, I was like, maybe I should try to find something part-time. But then when you are a service provider and you offer your services to individuals, then you're limited, especially if you're doing it full time, you're limited to how much time you can actually be away. So I needed something flexible. Anyway, long story short, I started studying to get my life insurance license, because I was like, okay, because I've seen people that do it, and I had my vision of where it was going to be, because I was going to go with a life insurance company that I actually already had a policy with. Fast forward, and I never said anything about this on Facebook because I just hadn't. But I got my license to be a licensed agent in May, the week that Preston graduated. I got my license. To me, it was just the focus of it. It took a lot. And so, but the company that I partnered with, they weren't the company for me, because they wanted me to do it full time, and I couldn't commit to full time. Fast forward, I partnered with a company called PHP, which is People Helping People Agency. And to make this short, but so you understand the context of the reason for this post or this video, is to just share that the whole purpose is to help educate people on how to increase wealth, not just increasing wealth, but how to get coverage, like making sure that whoever wants to have coverage can get coverage, can have living benefits, can have income replacement, knowing how to invest your money, not in the stock market, not in a IRA, not in a CD, all that kind of stuff, where you're able to grow your money quickly, the way that the wealthy have been doing it for a while. This is not new information. It is not a new concept. It's been in effect since the 1700s. It's the whole reason that there are a lot of royalty. There are a lot of kings and queens and the people, like, they have been wealthy forever because they have maximized life insurance policies. And we have not been educated on it. And because I am now starting to be educated and I am educating more people, it is hard for me not to tell you what it is that I have been doing. I also am one, I don't want anyone to be confused about, okay, are you doing fitness? What are you doing? I am a multifaceted woman. I know lots of things. I worked in the credit industry. I worked in the retail credit industry for over 20 years. So I know a lot of things. But what I talk about mostly on Facebook was fitness and nutrition, because that's really important to me. Credit, that was just something that I did. I loved it. I learned a lot about it. I can look at someone's credit report and tell you if they're going to pay, and tell you whether or not I'm going to approve it or decline it. But the thing about life insurance, I've had life insurance even when I went to a full-time being entrepreneur. I was covered in a life insurance policy. I've always made sure I had health coverage. And for some people, that's not their priority. However, how it becomes my business and why it's important to me is because we have a large amount of people that are starting to navigate away from corporate America. And when you navigate away from corporate America, the benefits that you had with them, you don't have those benefits anymore. So you had your life insurance coverage, you had your health insurance coverage, you had your 401k. So a lot of times people have left and they have not replaced a life insurance policy, no health insurance. The 401k is just sitting there. The reason that I have been that I am so passionate about what it is that I've added to my portfolio. So I still love fitness. I still love nutrition. I still love wellness. That is my first love, because you taking care of your body is important. Body contouring is important because it actually works. The fourth part of, because I think I just named three things, is that in order for you to be able to enjoy your wealth, you want to protect what it is that you're doing. So yes, you're making all the money, but if you have 401ks that from an old job that is just sitting there and it's not growing, or you have taken the money and it's no judgment, but we are approaching retirement age. So the question becomes, do you have enough money for retirement? Do you have enough money to sustain yourself during retirement? You might not be close to it. If you're in your 40s, you might not even really be thinking about it. But the question is how long do you want to have to work in order for you to have the lifestyle? Because then think about this. Even when you stop working, do you want to rely on Social Security? Because I hope not, because it's not much there. And if you have a parent or a grandparent they are 70s or 80s, unless they set money aside, there ain't much there. And a lot of times they're trying to only make a certain amount of money so that their money that they get from Social Security is not affected, because it's also being taxed. Listen, and I'm not going to be on here long, but I want to let you know that what I am doing is helping people who, if you don't have life insurance, helping you get life insurance for the least amount, but so that you have a very good death benefit, that you have living benefits. Living benefits means that in the event that you get cancer, a stroke, a heart attack, something where you cannot perform 2 out of 6 things that you would normally be able to do, that you would get a payout. You would be able to get anywhere from up to 85% of your death benefit so that you can actually live. And you don't, so most times you think, oh, okay, for life insurance, it's only for when you die. No, life insurance is so that you can have access to those funds in the event that something happens. You become disabled, you have a critical injury, you have a critical illness, even if you have a terminal illness. Because the question is, who do you know that has gotten diagnosed with cancer and they end up getting a payout of 85% of their death benefit? If you know somebody, let me know in the comments. You probably don't. And that's the thing. That's the thing that many people do not know, that there are living benefits. There are several companies that offer them and they charge you extra for them. We don't do that. We work with wholesale insurance carriers. So it's not just life insurance. We also offer indexed universal life policies. So in the event that you want to build and grow your money, but also have the life insurance aspect and still have whole life, you have that possibility as well. And for those of you that have 401k and maybe you have a big money, like a lot that you have saved in your savings account, I can help you as well, because I can guarantee you that your bank or your credit union is not paying you more than 1% on the money that you have in your account. They're not. The companies that I work with, though, are paying 6 to 9% year over year. So you get the benefit of your money being in a S&P 500 account, but it's not at risk like it would be if it was in the stock market. So you won't have a risk of losing any value that you have. So let's say you have $50,000 in your Bank of America savings account, and you've been keeping it there. Maybe you got a payout for whatever reason and you just been letting it sit. And so it's grown a little bit. But how about if you had 50,000 and it's actually growing and it was able to grow, let's just be conservative, at a 6% rate year over year. That's way more than you would have than just letting it sit at Bank of America. So it's not just if you have money, if you have old 401k plans where the money you maybe have taken some out, like you may have left a job, you got laid off, all that kind of stuff. So the money is sitting there. It's time for you to grow that money so that you can actually have extra for later. And if you are someone, you are already retired and you already have access to your retirement money, you want to make this, you don't want to outlive your money. There are a lot of retirees that are facing the fact that based on what their balances are, and people are living longer, you're going to outlive your money. So in order for you to make your money stretch without you having to like, okay, I'm only going to take out $10,000 this year, you can have a guarantee, you can start growing it now, and you can have a guaranteed income for life that you don't outlive, that you also would have a death benefit for them. And on the Index Universal Life, you could actually borrow from that tax-free. So on the insurance side, it's tax-free, there's no tax, nothing. It is protected. It is protected like better than the FDIC. Nothing is going, like, there's not going to be any losses on that side. Even with the annuity, you have better, you're not taxed as much, because let's talk about how the 401k is set up to, like, okay, deferred money, yes, you take it out deferred, and so we're taking out pre-tax money, and then because of this pre-tax, you're not having to pay as much on it. Well, if you're not having to pay as much right now, by the time you get ready to take it out, let's say you have $100,000. They're going to take their 30 something percent. That'll leave you with like $63,000. That's what you're living on? I'll end it like this. And I've said a lot, but I wanted to share with you why this is important, why you will see these posts. So there's going to be, it's still going to be my foolery, my corny jokes. I'm still going to have nutrition things and tips and all the stuff, talking about my wellness products, talking about the work that I do with my clients. But I'm also going to be talking about things that matter to us that we don't really, this is stuff that we don't like to talk about. But I think there's enough. I'm tired of seeing GoFundMes for when someone passes. Because if you could get a policy for, I don't know, $27 or $50 a month and get you over $100,000 in coverage, depending on what your age is, like the $25 is less than $25 a month is less than what you do to pay for your iPhone, that you're like the iPhone 16 Pro Max. If you financed it, you're paying about $34 a month. And that $34 a month could be protecting you, could be protecting your kids. So this is not just for someone who is looking at retirement. This is for everyone needs to be protected. We need to be protected. And I am not going to stop talking about it because it's important. Because what we learned about money and how to save money is wrong. And now that I know that there's a better, quicker, safer way for us to save money and to build wealth, because I want to retire in the next 12 years, 10 to 12 years. I want to be done. I'm not trying to work until 65. And it may be quicker than that, but because of like me being an entrepreneur, I don't have a lot of money saved. So me even looking at myself, I don't have a lot of money saved up for retirement. Because guess what? I have had some years where I'm not paying into the Social Security. So I can't even depend on that. I am being responsible so that my son is not having to try to figure out what he's going to do if something happens to his mother. So he's protected. And side note, I'm just going to brag. I got the rating that they applied for me, my rating, because of my health and because I take care of myself, was better. And I got a better rate than I initially thought. So and here's the other thing, you don't have to have if you've had some previous medical things, we can still get you approved in a lot of cases. I can't guarantee anything, but if you need coverage, if you're trying to build wealth and you have money saved up, or you have money up under your mattress that you've been saving, I have a better way, a safer way for you to be able to save that money, grow that money, so that you can also take a guaranteed income. Because what if you focus for a while and you start putting this money back and you grew that account so that you can take a guaranteed income of anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 a year. That's almost, if you don't have any mortgage and stuff like that, that's totally that's a good income to have for someone that's in their 60s. This is how you do generational wealth. We talk about it and we talk about legacy all the time. But I'm talking about and showing and educating you on how to actually do it. That's inside of your budget. That's inside of something you know that you can afford, and you actually can see how your money is growing. You have access to it. You're not having to pay anyone monthly in order to manage your accounts, because whether you're in the stock market, you have if you have stocks, those Merrill Lynch accounts and all that kind of stuff, they're charging you to monitor your accounts. We don't have that over here. It's not. We just trying to help you build your wealth, help you get covered for life insurance, so that you also have living benefits in the event that you have an illness, that you survive, so that you can actually survive, so that you can actually still take care of your household. Because what many people are not talking about, because okay, what happens if something happens to you and you cannot work for 5 or 10 years? What happens? What does that look like? Disability? No, it's different. It is different, friends. I'm talking about living benefits to cover you in the event that you cannot work. Because we are like worker, but we're not thinking about, what if I can't work? And if you have a family or people that are relying on you, you telling them, well, I'm sorry, I can't work. That'll last for a little bit longer, but a little bit of while. But let's say you have rent and you have mortgage, like, what are you going to do? But you got that iPhone 14, you got that iPhone 16 Pro Max, and and I'm not trying to be funny, but what you're spending monthly to get the newest equipment, and you don't have life insurance coverage. I'll reserve what my thoughts are, because I'm not judging anyone. I'm saying, if you don't have coverage, if you have money that you're saving, and it's not like you're saving it for whatever, but you want it to grow faster, that's what I help with. And I'm not an expert at it yet. I have people that are helping me, but because I know enough that we were miseducated on 401ks. We were miseducated on how to actually grow money, because putting your money in a savings account, putting your money in a CD, putting your money in an IRA is not going to get you, it's not going to grow like you think it is. And if you're in your 50s and you are thinking like retirement, okay, maybe in the next 10 years, have you thought about what that looks like? There was a study that was reported, a study that was done a couple days ago. In Texas, the retirement age, how much you need at retirement to retire comfortably, is almost $1 million. That's taking inflation into consideration. Mississippi was about 800,000. And most of us don't have that in our 401k. I'm not saying everybody. There's a lot of us that do not have that in our 401k. And this is not to scare you. This is to make you aware that there are other options in order for you to be able to grow your money. So, if you've been wondering why there's a different, why are you talking about this? Because we're also looking for, it didn't start with me, and it's not going to end with me, but there are other people that need to be educated. And you're watching this right now, and you know thousands more people than I do, but that you never know who needs what you have access to. And so that's the whole reason that I'm sharing it, because there are people that are not protected, that have an idea of what life insurance is, because they think it's only for when you die. And I'm here to tell you that it's not. There are lots of other reasons. There's lots of other ways for you to be protected, to protect your family. But also, if you want to grow your money, if you have annuities, if you are retired, you're approaching retirement. So I think this is the last thing, I promise. So if you have a 401k, we can move it over. We can move it over to an annuity, and there won't be any tax implication because it's a qualified account. And if you're wanting to grow, you have a large sum of money, you have some retirement, and you wanting to grow it as quickly as possible, we have options for that. I'm going to put the link. Actually, yeah, I was going to put the link in here, but because we can do a quick needs analysis based on what it is that you need help with. So you just fill out this this form, you go and schedule it. You schedule whatever time is available, fill out the form, and then we'll do a quick Zoom to look and see what it is that you find out what the goal is. What are you trying to do? You just trying to get coverage? Gotcha. If you have a budget, I've helped a mother and her husband and her son get covered for I think it was $57 of coverage, of $100,000 coverage, $25,000 coverage for the child. So the husband and wife both have $100,000. The son has $25,000 for less than $60. So if that's something that you need and you know you're not covered and you know that you have a small budget and you like, I just want to get some coverage because you just don't know, hit me up. But if you have any questions about it, feel free. But I don't know why, I felt the need to make this video, not to get your opinion or not. I want to be clear because I never want anyone to be confused about what it is that I am doing, nor the purpose. But just know if I am involved in something, it's something that I have vetted, meaning I have checked it out. Because I'm not going to be involved in any mess. And you have to be licensed in order to do this. So I had to get licensed and they do a background check. So this is not because you're dealing with millions of dollars potentially. You got to make sure, they want to make sure you are on the up and up. And I totally understand. So this is not okay, you get in and you just, okay, anyone can do it. Well, anyone can do it, but you're going to have to pass a background check. You have to pass a background check. And also, you have to be licensed. And so, because I haven't, like, they want to make sure that I am doing everything with the best interest of every person that I talk to. So to make sure that I'm not doing something just to make money. And I am not. Because I can make money lots of ways. Who wanted to like study all that time for a license, to be a licensed agent, just for the heck of it? When I took the test and when I studied, I had no idea this is what I would be doing. But I know now that this is what I was supposed to do because of how God orchestrated everything. And if you know me, I don't move quick on a lot of things. I talked to several people because I was going to join a different agency. But this is the agency that God positioned me with so that I can help more people because I have a large network. So if y'all talk about the community, I want to help the community. This is how we help the community. We help educate the community. It's not about, I'm not trying to sell you a policy. I want to educate you on why you need to learn that there's more to life insurance than death benefits. You also need to learn that there's more to annuities than, like, there's a lot of things that I just learned, and I'm 50 and I thought I knew a lot, and I know that there's even more for me to learn. So thank you for listening and for watching this. I know it was kind of long, but I felt the need because of, though there are several who trust me, and I want to make sure that you understand that nothing that I do is ever done without taking everything into consideration, because I don't want to associate with myself with anything that's going to hurt me or hurt someone else. So this is what I'm doing: fitness and finance, wealth, wellness, and wealth. That's what it's, and that's, if I had to do 4 terms for it, this is about wellness and wealth. Wellness is overall. That includes everything. Everything that I talk about. The wealth part comes in where I'm helping educate you on, hey Patrick, on how to grow your money. How to grow your money risk-free. Not in the stock market, in insurance, but in insurance. And grow it quicker. Because for some of us, retirement is close. And if you think that you can retire with, let me take that back. Retiring with $100,000 in your 401k, even $300,000 in your 401k, and let's say you retire at 65, that does not give you a lot of money to work with based on how long you have, like, because if you're 65, and of course we don't know how long someone is going to live. But let's say you live for another 20 years, then you have 300,000. That is limiting your income and any unforeseen events, so that you're going to be limited with your income. I want to show you and educate you on how you can use a life insurance policy to grow that, and you can borrow from that life insurance policy. You still have death benefits. You can get guaranteed income after a certain, so let's say you putting into it for a certain amount of time and then you stop contributing to it. And then you have, let's say your annual income that you draw from that policy is anywhere from 25 to 50,000 a year. And it's guaranteed. And I say from 25 to 50 because it's going to depend on how it grows. The minimum is 6% per year. It could go to 9%. Even if the S&P didn't do well, it would just stay where it is. So you don't have the risk that the people that have money in the stock market right now, because of all the changes with the election, these prices, there's some things that are going to be happening over the next 2 months that there are going to be a lot of people that are going to take a loss. And unless you move it, there's no way to get around it. So you can build it up, but the question is how long is it going to take to build it up? And are you going to stay on your job long enough to try to build it up using the 401k? That's a question for you to think about. And if it's something that you are interested in, life coverage with living benefits, annuity, index universal life, that's pretty much it. Because if you have an old 401k from a company and it's just been sitting, it's time to get it moved. You're not going to be charged anything to move it, because I can also tell you that the longer you leave it in an account that's dormant, they're taking their fees. If they don't take it every month, they're taking their fees every year. I can tell you because I know. I have 401k from when I left GM Financial, and they was like, okay, we're gonna start charging you fees if you leave it here. So don't keep giving away money. If you have money in a savings account with all your banks, your bank, the most they're not going to pay you to keep your money there. They're not paying you to help you save your money. If you want to be able to pay yourself to save your money, then give me a call.